Hi guys. This is gonna be slow and stretchy with like 5 minutes of breath work at the end. Give me a sec to log into my Zoom over here. Boom, ba-deem, doom, doom, doom. Just primping. Just kidding. All right. Roll out your mats if you haven't already. Hi, hi, hi. Office people, are you with me? Oh good, Rich is there. I think there's somebody in the office, right? I think I see you, yes. Cool. And then we've got Rich, maybe somebody else will join, who knows. I'm gonna mute you all. And if, I always say this, and it's totally up to you, but if you want to, you're welcome to play music in your space. So if you have like a little Bluetooth speaker or something, or sometimes people even just listen to their headphones like really, really softly. So totally up to you. And then I'm thinking today we're gonna do like 5 minutes of breath at the end. So nothing crazy or anything, but just like a few little breath exercises, just like 5 minutes worth at the end before Shavasana. So, all right, let's do this thing. Let's start in a child's pose. So I personally like my knees wide. Some people like their knees together. You might prefer somewhere in between. And then take your hips back towards your heels. Rest your forehead down on your mat. And arms can either reach forward. You might bend your elbows and rest your forearms down. If it feels good, you might even reach your arms back, palms face the sky. And then let's just start with a couple big deep breaths. So next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can. Hold at the top. And open mouth sigh. Ah, let it go. Do that again. Inhale, fill up. Take a moment to pause. And then exhale, release, let it go. Ah. Start to drop into your ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. So see if you can start to create a noise with your breath. Sounds like a whisper, sounds like an ocean wave. Some people even say it's a Darth Vader breath. And then as you are ready, let's rise up. So tabletop, hands and knees, and just start to move in any way that feels good. So you might start with cat-cows, something that's familiar. Inhale to arch your spine. Exhale to round and curl in. So back and forth through these two movements, or get a little more creative. It might feel really good to circle your hips all the way around. Might feel really nice to come forward towards some sort of heart opener, cobra. And at any point, you might want to step back into a child's pose. If you want to stretch your wrists, your forearms, spin your fingers out, spin your fingers back, and just gently rock around. Don't lose your breath. So use this time not only to feel into your physical body, but also to tune into your breath. Eventually, let's say in your next 3, 4, 5 rounds, just find your way back into downward facing dog. No hurry whatsoever. And then take a moment in your down dog to really work the length from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones. So actively push into the ground with your hands, with your fingers. See if you can lengthen through your side body. See if you can lift from your belly button. If it feels better to keep a big bend in your knees, then bend your knees a lot. Work the length in your spine. Take a couple more breaths into your down dog. You're welcome to kind of pedal out your heels or maybe shift your hips side to side. And then end of your next exhale, just gently set your knees down. So coming back to hands and knees. And we're gonna take thread the needle. So right arm first. Right arm reaches out to the right and then all the way up to the sky. Breathe in. As you exhale, thread your right arm through. So reach, 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 then come down to rest. Outside of your shoulder, outside of your head, gently rest against the ground. And if you're familiar with this pose and there's somewhere you want to take it, certain variation, please feel free. Don't let me stop you. Make sure wherever you're at, your breath can move and flow freely. So feel your breath, especially in your back body. Nice, Jason has joined us, yay. All right, friends, take about 1 or 2 more rounds. If your left hand happens to be lifted, set it back down. And then next time you breathe in, unthread your right arm, reach it all the way up, 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 up. Set your right hand down. And then bring your knees together. Walk your hands off the left side of your mat. Reach out to the left and then reach your hips back to the right. See if you can gently press your right armpit closer to the earth. And then imagine you're breathing into your right side. Take 1 more round. Come back up. Walk your hands through center and then other side. Keep your knees together, hands off the right side of your mat. And then hips back into the left. Gently press your left armpit towards the earth. Try to relax your neck so you're not straining your neck. And then breathe into your left side body 1 more round. Come back up, back to center with your hands, downward facing dog. Stretch it out. So again, working the length from fingertips all the way up to your sit bones, all the way up to your butt. Let your neck relax. If you want to, move around a little bit. Windshield wiper your feet from side to side, so your heels move side to side. Keep your hips lifted. Maybe you want to lift one leg and then the other, so you can explore in your own way. Just stretch into your down dog. Use it to lengthen and create more space. Couple more rounds. Really spread your fingers and press into your thumbs and your index. End of your next exhale, again, just set your knees down gently. So knees are about hips width distance apart or even a tiny bit wider. Let's take thread the needle on the left-hand side. So left arm out and up, breathe in. Exhale, thread your left arm through. So reach, 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 and then come down to rest on the outside of your left shoulder, outside of your head. Anywhere you want to take this. So you can do what you did on the other side. Or if this side feels different, maybe you're exploring a different way. See if you can breathe really big, deep, spacious breaths. All right, couple more. If your right hand happens to be lifted, set your right hand back on the ground. And then next time you breathe in, unthread your left arm, reach it all the way up 1 more time. Up, 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 open up. And then exhale, left hand comes down. Bring your knees together. And then this time, we're moving into screaming toe pose. I know it sounds awful. I don't think it's too bad. So tuck your toes under, curl your toes under, and then sit your hips back. If it feels like too much with your feet together, then bring your knees, or I guess I should say if it feels like too much with your knees together, bring your knees about hips width distance apart instead. Hug in with your inner thighs. Your hips are sitting back on your heels. Don't let your heels drift out, but hug in. If it feels like too much, keep your fingertips on the ground in front of you, and you can put a little weight in your fingertips. But we're working our plantar fascia, our soft tissue at the soles of our feet, so it does feel a lot uncomfortable for some people. Feels kind of like a burning. See if you can breathe into it. Soften around it. Rather than putting all your weight down, imagine you're drawing up through the crown of your head. There's a rope attached to the top of your head lifting up. So feel just that lift, that lengthening. Take about 2 more rounds of breath. Arms can just be relaxing, hands to heart if you'd like. 1 more great big huge inhale. Hold in fullness. See if you can sip in a little bit more at the top. And open mouth sigh. All right, come forward to hands and knees. Untuck your toes. And then give the tops of your feet just a little gentle pitter-patter tap against the ground. And then it might feel like you start to get a Charlie horse in your foot. So flex point, roll it out, roll it out. And then when you're ready, spread your fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, downward facing dog. Feel that new awareness in your feet and in your toes. Reconnect to your Ujjayi breath. Take 1 more big inhale, push the ground away, lift your butt high. Exhale, gaze forward, empty out, step, tiptoe, or hop top of your yoga mat, forward fold. Pause in your fold, feet hips width distance apart, or maybe even a little bit wider. All 10 toes face directly forward. And then ragdoll pose. So grab opposite elbows overhead and just kind of sway or bob. Try to keep your weight forward, so don't rock back into your heels and lock out your knees, but maybe you bend your knees, maybe you even bend your knees a lot. Weight a little forward in your toes, balls of your feet, and then intentionally, navel to spine, lift your butt higher. Crown of your head and forearms closer to the ground. Breathe, big breaths. Sometimes I even like to bring my hands behind my head and interlace my fingers at the base of my skull. So you can go for that if that feels like it would, or if that sounds like it would feel good. Take a couple more rounds. Notice if you roll onto the outer edges of your feet. If so, press more into the inner edges. If you roll into the inner edges of your feet, press more into the outer edges. So start to notice even the smallest little imbalances. Next time you breathe in, let's come to a halfway lift. So Ardha Uttanasana, spine parallel to the earth. Get all the rounding out of your back. Exhale, bow, and fold. 1 more time like that, halfway lift. And let it go with your exhalation. Let's roll up really, really slow. So let your head and your arms hang heavy. Bend your knees a little or a lot. Slow, 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 slow as you can go all the way up. Your head stacks at the very top. And then take some rolls with your shoulders. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Woo. All right, shoulders roll up, back, and down, and then hold them right there. Palms are open. So take a moment just to feel into a strong standing position, mountain pose. So embody a mountain. What does that feel like in your body? Root through your feet. Broaden through your shoulders, your collarbones. or up to the crown of your head. So you can close your eyes and feel from the inside what this feels like. And just feel your breath. Notice your breath. Visualize it flowing all the way up, all the way down the length of your entire body. Ujjayi breath, so re-engage it if you've lost it. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, swan dive down. So stick your butt out, reach your heart forward, and then slowly take it all the way down into your forward fold. Halfway lift position with your inhale, lots of length. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet, reverse swan dive back up. So heart leads this time. Inhale, reach up. Hands to heart, exhale. Again, just like that. Inhale, high mountain stretch. Exhale, swan dive down. See if you can go slow. So stick your butt out, heart reaches forward, then release. Spinal extension, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, lead with your heart, take it all the way back up, arms reach up, inhale. Hands to your heart center, exhale. All right, moving on, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. So shoulder blades hug towards your spine. And then if you want even more, you can press your palms together if that's available. Try not to lock out your elbows and see if you can start to reach your hands back away from your body. Stay here or add a back bend. So lift your heart up, take your gaze up. So try not to make that movement come from just your head and your neck, but from your mid and your upper back. Lift your heart, take one more big inhale. Exhale, keep your hands clasped. Slow swan dive down, forward fold. Hang out in your forward fold with your fingers interlaced for about 2 or 3 more breaths. So if you want to, take your feet out really wide, wider than your hips. I think that feels good personally. Maybe bend your knees. See if you can feel the opening in the front of your shoulders. Head is heavy. One more big inhale. Exhale, hands to your low back. Release your clasp. Let your arms hang. Shake it out for a moment. Shake your head. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, plank pose. Come to your knees if you feel like modifying. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale all the way down to your belly. All right, Spider-Man Cobra. So take your hands out really wide, wider than your yoga mat. Come up to your fingertips. Elbows face the sky. And sometimes I like to face my thumbs in and my fingers out, so you can feel into that if you want. All right, on an in-breath, lift your heart up, press down through your pelvis. Exhale, dip your left shoulder down and twist to your right side. Inhale, come back to center. Lift your heart, exhale, other side, twist. If you don't like that variation with your hands, with your fingers, don't take it. Sometimes I don't like it. So go back and forth one more time with your breath. Good job, my friends. On an inhalation, you'll be back in center. So you can hold there as long as you want to if it's feeling good. And then let's meet in a child's pose. So just take it back, sit back, right back where we started. Child's pose. Try to find some sort of embodiment of rest, of surrender in your child's pose. Breathe into your low back. Very intentional breaths into your low back. All right, downward facing dog. All right, with your Ujjayi breath, inhale, right leg reaches back and up. So take a moment and just stretch here. You can square off your hips, keep them square, or you can open up your right hip if you want to. So just feeling around into your three-legged dog. Really working the length, pushing the ground away, lifting through your belly button from your center. Take one more inhale. Exhale, use your core strength, step your right foot to the very, very top of your mat, low lunge. Okay, bring your back knee down gently, and then bring your hands up to your front thigh. Walk your front foot forward just a little bit, like 1 inch, not much. Both hips face directly forward, and then start to move your hips forward and down. Imagine you're trying to sit your right butt cheek on your right heel. Press down through your right heel. Energetically. Imagine you're trying to pull your right heel back. Tone your low abdominal, so a little bit of that navel to spine connection. Lift your heart. Arms to the sky if you'd like. Breathe here. If it feels better to keep your hands on your front thigh for a little more support, feel free. Maybe just one arm goes up. Soften through your face. Unclench your jaw. About 2 more deep breaths. Soften your shoulders. One last big inhale. Good job. Exhale, hands come down. You can leave your back knee down, or you can tuck your back toes and lift your back knee up. I'm going to leave it up to you. We'll twist. So left hand stays down, right arm reaches up. Hug in with your inner thighs. Again, option to lift your back knee if you want to, whatever feels better. Take just about 3 rounds of breath so you can feel your breath move all the way down into your low belly. All right, end of your next exhale, unwind from your twist. Bring your hands to the inside of your right foot, and then we're gonna move into a wide-legged straddle. So if your back knee is on the ground, tuck your toes, lift your back knee up. Walk your hands to the left long edge of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten out both legs, halfway lift position. Inhale here, and then as you exhale, listen, bend your back knee. So your left knee, straighten your front leg, keep your front leg straight. And then this is where you can stay if it feels like enough. So you're just kind of walking your hands a little bit to the back. You're bending into your back knee, sticking your butt out behind you, staying in that halfway lift with your spine. If you want to move into full Skandasana, back toes pivot towards the back edge of your mat. Front toes pivot to face the sky. Ideally, we want to keep our back heel on the ground. If you need to lift your back heel, that's okay. So your butt's moving down, flex through your front toes, and imagine your heels are magnetized, so try to squeeze them towards each other. Any variation you want to take with your arms, flex through your front toes, press through your front heel. Take about 2 more rounds of breath wherever you're at. Back to your wide-legged straddle. So everything nice and long. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And a few deep breaths. Anywhere you want to go. Last couple rounds, maybe open mouth sides. I know in the office it's a little awkward, but if you're at home, maybe take a big open mouth sigh and ah. All right, next inhale, halfway lift, fingertips on the ground. or hands on the ground, and then walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward, step your back foot forward, tiny little potato bug ball. So bring your big toes to touch, tuck and curl, butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. So get as small and as compact as you can. You can wrap your arms around your shins if you want to. Heels can lift or heels can press down. All right, halfway lift with your next inhale. Heels down, spine parallel to the earth. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, reverse swan dive. Takes you all the way up, reach up, breathe in. Hands to heart, exhale. Flow with your breath, inhale, reach. Exhale, swan dive down. Stick your butt out, heart forward. Then let it go. Spinal extension, inhale. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Modify on your knees if you want. Inhale at the top. Exhale to slowly lower. Strong arms, strong belly. Take a back bend of your choice. So you can go again for Spider-Man Cobra, BB Cobra, full Cobra, up dog. And then again, let's meet in child's pose. Sit back when you're ready. Hips to heels, forehead on your mat, and just rest here for a moment. Slow down your breath if it's sped up. Deepen it if it's become shallow. And those two things really ought to go hand in hand. So if you're breathing big, deep breaths, most likely they're really slow breaths. Takes you a long time to fill up and a long time to let go. Downward facing dog. All right. Ujjayi breath. Inhale your left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Take a moment, whatever feels good. You can open your hip, you can keep your hips square, you can bend your knee, you can roll out your ankle. Take one more big inhale, lots of length and space. Exhale, step your left foot all the way up to the top of your yoga mat, low lunge. Bring your back knee down gently. Cushion your back knee if you need to. So I'm just even gonna grab my little flannel and put it under my back knee. Hands up to your front thigh. So hips square. Think left butt cheek towards your left heel. If it would be helpful, walk your front foot forward just a teeny tiny bit, so it'll give you a little more space. Left butt cheek towards your left heel. Keep your right hip facing directly forward. Don't let it turn out to the right. Pull or press down with your left heel and energetically try to pull back just a little bit. Tone your low belly, so navel to spine connection to support your low back. If you want, one or both arms up. Big, slow breath. Soften your face, unclench your jaw. Let your shoulders perhaps relax a little. Take one more big inhale, reaching up if you're reaching up. And then exhale, hands come down. Whew, that was good. All right, where did we go from here? Oh yeah, our twist. So back knee can stay on the ground, or optional lift your back knee. Left arm reaches up, so revolve lunge. Rather than twisting from your legs, twist from your belly, from your center. So end of each exhale, navel to spine, work your twist. Open through the left side of your heart. Take one last big breath. End of your exhale, wide-legged straddle position. So hands all the way over to the right long edge of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten out your legs. Come to a halfway lift, inhale. And then exhale, bend your back knee. Maybe walk your hands back just a little bit. Keep sticking your butt out, reaching forward through the top of your head. Stay here or pivot your back toes towards the back edge of your mat. So your back toes just pivot out, your heel is now in. And then front toes pivot up towards the sky. So watch as my toes go up, my butt comes down. This back heel stays on the ground. So watch this movement. Ooh, just like that. Ooh, your butt goes down, toes go up. Flex your toes. Try to pull your heels towards each other. Any arm variation you want to take. Take about 2 more big deep breaths. I missed you guys the last couple of weeks, by the way. I was in Ireland on my Ireland yoga retreat with my friend Kim. It was so good. All right, come back to a halfway lift in your wide-legged straddle position. Breathe in there, and then exhale, fold. Anywhere you want to go for a few rounds of breath. Good job, you guys. Couple more. Open mouth, exhale if you want. Next, inhale, halfway lift. Once again, fingertips on the ground, your hands on the ground. Walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward. Step your back foot forward, big toes touch. Tiny little potato bug ball. You can stay right where you're at, or if you want to, you can move into toe stand. So I want to stay in my potato bug ball. If you want to take toe stand, knees hug in, inner thighs hug in, and then direct your knees forward. Bring your hands to your heart, balancing on your tiptoes. About 2 more breaths. Halfway lift with your next inhale, heels down, spine parallel to the ground. Exhale, fold it in. Reverse swan dive, take it all the way up. Arms reach up, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Flow, inhale, reach. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift with your inhale, lots and lots of length. Even back of your neck is long, so like you're gazing over a diving board. Exhale, let it go. Plant your hands, plank pose. Inhale at the top of your push-up, come to knees if you want. Exhale, lower. This time let's pause on our bellies. We're gonna take shoulder pigeon. So let's start with our right arm. Reach your right arm straight out to the right. So come straight out from your shoulder. Turn your head to the left. So your right palm should be facing down. Roll up onto your right side. And then I'm bringing my left foot back behind me like a little kickstand. You can keep your left foot in front of you if it feels better on your low back. Make sure your head is relaxing down. So if you need to, bring something underneath your head, a little pillow or your sweatshirt, something like that. You guys should come on a yoga retreat. It's so fun. You don't even have to do very much yoga if you don't want. That's what I tell all the husbands. Check them out on my website. I have Morocco, I have Peru, I have Thailand. And they're like seriously so fun, you guys. So come. Okay, that's my hard sell. Take 3 more breaths. Soften your face. I rarely ever talk about my retreats to you guys or anything like that. But then sometimes people are like, wait, you do retreats? And I'm like, yes. I can't believe you don't know that, but how would you know if I don't tell you? So go on my website and check out all the things I do. It's katieshifkinyoga.com. Eddie knows, so ask Eddie if you want. All right, roll back onto your belly. Ooh, that feels good. And then let's take it to the other side. I usually like to take a moment in between sides and just kind of breathe, feel into my right shoulder, right side versus left side. And then as you're ready, so not a big rush, no rush in yoga. Roll up onto your left side. So your left arm is reaching out, your left palm is facing down, your head is resting against the ground. Choose where you want to place your right foot, what you want to do with your right leg. And focus in on your breath. Unclench your jaw, loosen up through your forehead. See if you can even soften through your eyelids. About 3 more. I feel like we were on the other side a long time because I was yapping. End of your next exhale, let's come back onto our belly. Unless you want to stay a couple more breaths, I'm like, this feels so good, maybe I'll stay a couple more. So eventually back to your belly and just rest there for a moment. So turn your head in the opposite direction, just rest it down. Or if it feels better, you can bring your forehead down. And then option for windshield wiper legs. So take your knees out wider than your hips. You don't want your legs together, but you want your knees out a little wider than hips. And then windshield wiper your shins. Breathe down into your low back. If you want a little bit of mind-body coordination, you can try egg beater. So circling your feet in opposite directions at opposite times. So if you can tell what is happening with my legs, I'm doing it like this. Woo, woo, woo. It's just fun to play with sometimes. And then let's meet in child's pose. Next couple of breaths. Sit back and breathe. Ground down. All right, rise up to hands and knees, and then come into a seated position. We're going to take a seated hip opener. I'll give you a few different options. So your first option is sitting, just like I'm sitting, feet on the ground with knees bent. Bring your hands behind you so you can lean back, and then outer right ankle, top of your left thigh. And then from here to go deeper, you're going to scoot your heel towards your butt, butt towards your heel. You're going to bring your upper body closer to your lower body. So you're kind of just finding your own edge. Might look like this for some of you. Try not to round forward, but shoulders back and down. Might look more like this for some of you. Totally fine. The second option, bottom leg extended. Make sure you're active through your your bottom toes, they face straight up, flex them back. You can either work here, sitting up tall, Or think of reaching your butt back. So I kind of pick myself up and move my butt back and then forward fold. Final option is called double pigeon fire log pose. So both shins parallel to the front edge of your mat, and then your right outer ankle latches to the inside of your left knee. It's not like a cross-legged position. It's not like you've got one ankle in front of the other. It's not even like you've got your foot inside your calf, but your foot is all the way up inside your knee. Outer ankle, inner knee. Legs stacked, shins parallel, feet flexed. Reach your butt back so you can sit up tall. If your knee's up here, then keep sitting tall. If your knee's level with your hips, butt back, heart forward, and then fold. Keep pulling your butt back. Any of those variations are welcome. If you want to try a couple different ones and then decide, then try a couple different ones. We're going to be here for about 5 to 7 more breaths. And use this time not to tune out, but to tune in, to deepen your breath, to feel into your body, to notice sensation. If you want, last big inhale, hold in fullness. And then sigh out your mouth. Slowly rise. You can roll up or whatever feels good. And then everyone lean back, uncross your legs, and just give your legs a little shake out. Shake, 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 shake. Feet to the ground with your knees bent, feet mat width distance apart, windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then set up your hip opener with your opposite leg on top. So left, probably, unless you did left last time, then do right. Just make sure you get both. So option 1 here, option 2, option 3. Remember, if you're going for a double pigeon, your outer ankle to your inner knee. Bottom knee, bottom inner knee. Top outer ankle, bottom inner knee. That's where they connect. And then fold forward if you want, or just sit up tall. If you're folding forward, butt pulls back. So pull your left butt cheek back. Keep your ankles strong like they're in a ski boot or an ice skate. So rather than hanging out here and just thinking, oh my God, when is this gonna be over? This is uncomfortable. See if you can hang out here and just let it be uncomfortable. Just feel into the discomfort of it. Breathe into the discomfort of it. So be present with whatever you feel. Just be the space for it. It's not bad, it's not good. Maybe instead of thinking of it as discomfort, think of it as sensation in your body. Relax around it. Take about 3 more big breaths. Last big inhale, hold in fullness, sip in more at the top. Full, and then big sigh. Roll up or however feels good, bring it up. Lean back, take your legs forward, give them a little shake out. Windshield wiper, feet wider than hips, about mat width distance, side to side. And I even like to rotate my shoulders the opposite direction. So as your knees fall one way, your shoulders kind of turn the other way. Okay. Now, let's just find a seated meditation. So make yourself very comfortable in your seated position. If that means sitting up on something, even a chair, that's fine with me. Like I said, we're gonna do about 5 minutes of breath work of pranayama. So somewhere where you can sustain the seat for about 5 minutes. It's great to learn to sit, like I'm sitting, this is easy pose. So it's great to learn to sit on your sit bones. But if that's too much, if that's not accessible for you, then sit on a chair. Sit on whatever you need to sit on. All right, so just first find your comfortable intentional seat. And we're gonna start with just what's called the Loma breath. So a 3-part inhale, first breathing into our low belly, then our mid ribs, then our chest, holding, and then a slow, steady exhale. You can either exhale through your nose or your mouth, I don't care. The inhale, if you can, through your nose. So I want you to feel it in your low belly, feel it in your mid ribs, feel it in your chest, and then we'll slowly let it go. So bring one hand to your heart space, one hand to your low belly. Close your eyes, sit up tall, exhale all the way to empty. Inhale, low belly. Inhale, mid ribs. Inhale all the way up. As full as you can get. Hold in fullness. Slow release for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way to empty. Inhale, low belly, low back. So don't breathe in too much just at the beginning. You're pacing yourself. Mid ribs, take it up. Mid back. And then all the way up, chest, shoulders, upper back, crown of your head. Hold, keep holding, but soften your outer shell, soften around the breath. Slow release, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way to empty. Last round, inhale, low belly, low back, hips, mid ribs, mid back, side bodies. Chest, shoulders, upper back, your entire heart space, crown of your head. Hold, 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 hold. Slow release, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great big inhale, fill up. And open mouth, sigh. Relax your hands, just rest them on your thighs or down by your sides. Keep your eyes closed and just take a moment to observe. You can let your natural breath take over now. So let go of any control. Just notice what you feel, notice what's there. If you're in a space such as the office, and I don't know if you guys play music there or not, sometimes when it's silent in those types of spaces, it's awkward. See if you can sit in that awkward silence. Maybe you laugh to your friend and then you go back to closing your eyes. So just learn to sit in discomfort, in awkwardness. That's what this practice is. Just sit and observe yourself. You can do it, I promise. Blink your eyes open. Okay, this next type of breath, it is, I may or may not have done it with you guys before. It's just a in, and then ha. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Think belly, heart, ha. So like this. And it's a circulatory breath, so it doesn't stop. Got it? So sit, sip, rinse. And we'll do about 30 rounds total. So if you want to adjust your seat, give your legs a shake out, maybe bring your opposite leg in front. Sit up tall, close your eyes. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. You can switch up your hands if you want. Exhale, empty out, and here we go. No pauses. 10, 9, 8, 2, 1. Great big inhale, hold in fullness. Sigh it out your mouth. Open your eyes and just slowly find your way down onto your back. And once you're on your back, feet on the ground with knees bent, arms down by your sides or out by your sides, close your eyes and just feel for a moment. Feel your body. If you want to extend your legs like you're in Shavasana, please feel free. I think for me, this feels better on my low back, so it's up to you. So just, again, observing your body, observing the energy inside of you, observing the sensations that are there, even your thoughts as they come and go. So start to separate yourself from your thoughts. You're not your thoughts, you're just watching them. You guys are doing so good. Take one more big inhale, just relaxing where you're at. And big open mouth sigh. Draw your knees in towards your belly, a little rock from side to side, so just gently rock it out. Let your knees eventually fall over to the right and reach your left arm out to the left for a supine twist. Gaze up or over your left shoulder. Breathe down into your belly. So see if you can bring back your Ujjayi breath just a little bit longer. If you're like, I am done with breath, that's okay too. Just breathe. Next couple rounds, slow transition to the other side. So take your time, come through center, take a little rock. Maybe give your knees a squeeze even, and then knees go left, right arm out to the right. Gaze up or over your right shoulder, and you might want to kind of scoot your hips around a little bit. Try to find a comfortable place, a sustainable place, and a place where you can breathe. And you feel just about even on both sides. Bring it back to center and find a happy baby pose. And maybe a little exploration in happy baby. Lengthen one leg, lengthen the other leg. Rock, lengthen both legs. And just slowly finding your own transition into Shavasana. And here's Ruby, my angel. So letting your breath now become completely effortless. Letting your body just relax, 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 all the way relax. Maybe you take one last huge inhale. Then huge exhale to drop into your Shavasana. And this is my quote that I have been saying today. It's by Rumi. He says, very little grows on jagged rock. Be ground, be crumbled, so the wildflowers will come up where you are. So stay here in your Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you have time, stay at least for a few minutes. I know at work you're like, okay, I gotta get back to work, but stay for just a minute. Maybe even give yourself a little temple massage, a little forehead massage. Think of this as just a moment of rest and rejuvenation for yourself. I would love for you to stay there like at least 5 minutes, but I know we don't all have the luxury. So I'll leave you here, you guys, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.